Hi guys, today I'm going to teach you how to make this Pikachu tail. I created the pattern myself. You could change the yarn sizes, you can change the hook sizes to make this in different sizes. So the one that I'm using today is going to be a number 7 or 4 mm hook. This is the yarn that I'm using today. I'm going to use a stitch marker to mark the stitches. Stuffing. So you could have these kind of stuffing. You can have this type of stuffing, so it's a lot softer. It's up to you which one you want. The last material we need is a darning needle. We're going to start with this part first. So we're going to chain 7, and we're going to work our way around, and then we're going to work our way up. Alright, so first we're going to have to get some yarn, and then we're going to make a slip knot. So I make a slip knot like this. I turn it on my finger so it makes an X, and then I put it over, and then I pull this so you have a little slip knot. Alright, now this doesn't count as the first chain. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So we chain 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then on the back of the loops, I like to crochet on the back. So we've got 6 little bumps because we're gonna single crochet on starting on the second one. So skipping this bump, we're just going to single crochet 1, insert your hook through the back bump, yarn over, pull the loop, and then pull through both loops. 2, 3, 4, and usually I put my stitch marker on the first stitch. So this is an indication of the first stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And now we've single crocheted 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There should be one more little back bump where we're going to do an increase. So we're going to single crochet 3 into this back bump. So that's 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so let's do a recount. Now there should be 8 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we're going to work back on the other side of the stitches. And the reason why I like to crochet it like this is because I can see these stitches very clearly now. So there should be 5 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. We're going to continue single crocheting through 4 of these. So we're going to single crochet 1. We're going to hide this little tail end. So we're going to hide it in between. Single crochet 1. Going to single crochet 2, hiding this tail. Single crochet 3, hiding the tail. I like to do 3 stitches. Okay, 4th stitch. And then for the last one, we're going to do an increase. Just So 2 stitches within that stitch. So that's a 1 and 2. So at the end of this round, you should have 14 stitches. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. We're not going to do any slip stitches to join the round. We're just going to continue single crocheting around. So for round 2 to rounds 4, we're just going to do 1 single crochet in each of these. So I'll meet you back at the end of round 4. By the way, I just finished my round 2. I have 14 stitches all around, and as you begin to increase in the number of rounds, you'll start to realize that it's gonna start curving a little bit. So just remember you're crocheting with the right side towards you, so you could fold it back, and essentially we're gonna have this on the bottom. So you can see, this is the bottom. Yes, I was going to teach you how to count the number of rounds. So you'll see here, the beginning row is this. This is the beginning row. So you see this is 1, and this is 2. And remember, we're going to do this 2 more times. So we're going to do round 3, and then round 4. And I'll meet you back at the end of round 4 because that's when we're going to change colors, okay? I've just finished 3 rows of single crochet, and I'm on my 4th row. 1, 2, 3, 4 stitches left on round 4. And after this round, we're going to be changing colors. Let me show you how to change colors. So first of all, we're going to crochet until we get to the last stitch. This is 11 of round 4, 12 of round 4, 13 of round 4, and this would be the last stitch, 14. So we're still going to single crochet, but when we drop a loop, we're going to stop. We're not going to pull through both loops. So we're going to take the yellow, so you do a little loop like so, pull through it like it's your regular yarn, single crochet with this yellow one from now on. All right, so this is our 14th stitch, and after we do our color change, we're going to single crochet 14. Take the stitch marker out. I'm going to put it into the last stitch this time. When we're crocheting with the new color, we want to hide some of these tails back in, and we want to do it for 3 consecutive stitches. So here's our first one. I'm going to pull it tightly so you can see. This is the one that we've just finished. So this is our first one of round 5. We're going to put the tails on the top, and we're going to single crochet regularly. All right, so we're going to do that. It's 1 with the tails. We're hiding and we're tucking in the tails. So 2, remember to put the 2 tails on top and single crochet normally. And we're going to do 1 more with the tails tucked in. 3. And what tucking the tails does is that it doesn't unravel. We're basically finished with the brown now, so I'm just going to get a pair of scissors, and I'm going to snip it off as close as I can. We're going to continue crocheting until we reach that last stitch marker. So we've got, that was number 3, and this is number 4. So number 4. We don't need to tuck in the tails anymore. Number 4, number 5, number 6, number 7, number 8, number 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and remember, this is our marker for the last stitch, so you'll see it has no yellow. I'm going to take the marker out, and we're going to single crochet into the last one. We are going to make the second rectangle. So we're gonna close off this part and then we're gonna continue crocheting. So what that looks like up until now, right? This is the 4 rows of brown, 1 row of yellow, and then we're gonna close off and then we're gonna continue with the second rectangle. So this is how we're gonna do it. When we're closing it off, we are going to work through both sides. So right now there is like 1 round, right? In this case, we're gonna work through both the back and the front stitches. So remember, we have 14 stitches. We're just gonna work through the first pair, the second pair, the third pair. And what we're gonna do first, before we work through both pairs, is we're going to single crochet 1 and chain 1. So that gives us a little bit of leeway to work through both layers. So this is the first stitch, this is the last stitch. So we're gonna single crochet 1, and we're gonna chain 1. So chain 1 is yarn over and drop a loop, and that's it, all right? So let's count where we are. This is the last pair. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we're gonna work through both stitches. Let me count them for you again. So that's front pair, back pair, front, back, front, back, front, back, front, back, front, back, and front, back. So this is the 7th pair, right? We're gonna work through our first one. We're gonna single crochet through both layers. So just drop a loop. We're gonna do 2 more of these. Drop a loop, and that just closes up the hole. And do 1 more pair. To work through both layers, we should have 8 stitches left. Let's just verify. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We're going to single crochet 4, chain 10 for this rectangle, and then we're gonna work back on the 4. This is the last stitch we've been working on. This is the first stitch. So that's 1. We can put our stitch marker back. So a stitch marker to indicate it's the first stitch. Now single crochet, 3rd single crochet, 4th single crochet. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna chain 10. So make sure your chains do not get twisted, and make sure they're loose and not too tight, because we're gonna be working through them in the next round. So we're gonna chain 1, yarn over, drop a loop, and then you can just hold on to it while you're making more. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Being careful not to twist up the loop, and we're gonna single crochet the other 4 stitches on the back, right? So that's 1, and we're working through 1 layer only now. 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're finished with round 6. For round 7, it's almost the same thing. So we're gonna single crochet 4 and work front of loops for the 10 that we chained earlier, and then we're gonna single crochet 4 at the back. Crochet 1, single crochet 1. I'm gonna put the stitch marker back. So in round 7, it's single crochet 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now for these 10 chains that we chained earlier, we're going to work front of loop. What that means is, if you can see that there's 1 chain here, there is a front loop and there's a back loop. We're going to work in the front loop for all 10 of them. Single crochet. So we're just going to go through 1 hump, like so. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, should be 2 more stitches, 9, 9, 10. And there should be 4 single crochets here, so 1, 2, 3, 4. So you're going to repeat this for rounds 8 to 11, and you're going to single crochet 18 all the way around. I'm going to do that now, so I'm going to meet you back at the end of round 11. Alright guys, I'm just about finished round number 11. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stitches left. I actually wanted to take this time to teach you guys how to count the round that you're currently on, in case you get distracted during your crocheting and you lost count, or you just are too lazy to count. So this is what happens, because remember, these stitches have not been worked into yet, so this is going to be one less than the ones that have been worked into. So I'm going to turn it around. I'm going to show you how to count. So starting from the bottom, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So we're on our 11th round, and like I said, there are 5 stitches left. So I'm going to show you what happens as we approach the end. So I'm going to crochet 1, I'm going to crochet 2, single crochet, 3, 4, and this will be my last stitch, so 5. And we're ready to do rounds number 12. Round number 12 is we're going to close off one side of the tail again, and we're going to elongate this part of the tail. So if I'm going to lay this down, this is what it's going to look like. So once more, we finished the first rectangle, we have finished the second rectangle, and now it's the third rectangle. As you can see, we're going to close it off like we have done before, and we're going to crochet this part so that it extends outwards for the final rectangle. Single crochet 1 and chain 1 to get that height so that we can easily work into both sides. So we're going to single crochet 1, and we're going to chain 1 loosely, and we're going to fold it in half. So again, because there were 18 stitches, there should be 9 pairs. So 1 pair, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So I'm going to put my hook in the 9th pair, and then we're going to single crochet 1, 2. This time we're going to do 4 single crochets. Single crochet the 3rd stitch, single crochet the 4th, and that closes up. So we should have 10 stitches remaining. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We're going to put the stitch marker after we have finished the first single crochet. A single crochet 5, do 18 chains this time. We're going to single crochet 1, put the stitch marker back, then we're going to single crochet 4 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're going to be chaining 18 this time, 5 on the other side. Chain 18. 1, 2, 3, hold on to it, 4, 5, 6, hold on to it, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Try not to twist the chain carefully. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that is the end of round 12. And now we're going to work into round 13 and insert it into the first stitch. put my stitch marker back, and thus begin the round of number 13. In round 13, we're going to be working in front of loops for these 18 stitches. So once more, it's 5 single crochet, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then front of loop. So this is the front loop, this is the back loop. We're going to work into the front. So insert your hook into one loop only, single crochet 18, 2, 16, 17, 18, single crochet 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. For rounds number 14 and 15, you're going to single crochet all the way around. I'll meet you back at the end of 15. So I've just finished row 15. I actually wanted to teach you something that was optional. For this tail, you'll see that I have a little loop for the keychain. I first decided to put this loop at the top. I know that some people like to put it on one end of it, and you don't actually have to do a loop. So let me give you another example. For this tail, I just looped right through the stitches. So you can do it like this. You could do it with the loop, right? And if you decided to put it near the end of this, then you're gonna have to do this loop way earlier in the first 4 rows. But I'll teach you guys how to do it anyways. We're gonna single crochet along until we get to the middle of the chains. We're gonna make some chains, do a little loop, and then crochet all the way back. So it's pretty simple to do. This is round 16. This is optional. If you don't want to make the loop for the keychain, you can just continue to crochet all the way until rounds 22. For the purpose of this video, I'm going to show you how to do this loop. So we're going to single crochet 1, put the stitch marker back. We're going to single crochet 5 plus 9. This is 1, this is 2, all right, I got to the middle of stitches. What we're going to do is we're going to chain 6 and then go back into the same stitch. So we're going to do chain 1, chain 2, chain 3, chain 4, chain 5, and chain 6. And then we're going to go back into the same stitch. So here is the stitch that we went in before. We're going to go back to the same one. So you treat it as one stitch only. And we're going to slip stitch. All right, we're going to continue single crocheting 9 back for the 18, and then another 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then 5 more. And it's going to be the end of round 16. 2 more. And round 16 is finished. So we're just going to single crochet around again for the remainder of round 17 to round 22. So single crochet 28 stitches all the way around, and I'll meet you back to just kind of close off in round 23. See you then. Right now it's time to stuff our tail. So I like to start in this corner first. And to stuff in this corner, we just need to access it through this hole in the second rectangle. Just stuff it in. So however much stuffing that you want to use is up to you. I don't like to overstuff my characters. I'm just gonna push it all the way inside this corner. Just gonna use my pinky. So elegant way to do it. Just stuff, stuff, stuff. That's pretty good. And then after you stuff the small rectangle, and then you can begin to put stuffing in the second rectangle. Remember to put stuffing along this part too. And don't worry if you haven't stuffed into the capacity yet, because we're going to be starting to sew in this circle and seal this circle from down here. So there's still more chance to put more stuffing in here. Stuff, stuff, stuff. Remember, this part needs to be stuffed as well. Don't neglect that part. With the stuffing mostly done, we're just gonna start sewing up this huge hole. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take the ends. I like to fold it in half and feed it through. And we're gonna feed it through into the tail and come out the other end. And we're just going to zigzag along. So pull it taut, and we're just going to go through 1 stitch, 2 stitch, 3, 4. You just feed it through both loops. 5. Don't really have to count. Going back and forth, making sure that it's nice and even. 6. All right, and we're just going to seal it off because we can still access it from this hole. So we're going to close it up through all of these holes. If there's a big gaping hole, just take a stitch from elsewhere. Seal it together that way. Alright, looks like a little pill now. Alright, I'm just gonna, if you feel this part, it's very loose, right? So we want to make and put more stuffing in here. That's pretty good. See, it eats up a lot of stuffing. Once again, we're going to be feeding it from the inside to the top of the opening. And this time, while we're sealing it up, we should put the final stuffing that we need, because there's not going to be another hole to stuff. And you don't want to be overstuffing so that the stuffing gapes through the holes. And that is an indication that you put too much stuffing. Oh, there's still space. Unbelievable. All right, we're gonna seal it now. Last chance to put more stuffing in. That's perfect. And my tail is finished. So I just have this to hide back into the tail. So what I like to do is I like to tie a knot. And another knot so that it doesn't unravel. Oh, there's a big gaping knot. Gonna feed it through other areas. And then we're just gonna snip it off. So with my scissors, pull this taut and snip as close to it as you can. And ta-da, our tail is finished.